Welcome everybody to Indiana. I'm going to do an update video. Now it's going to be on this area that has been mostly a field of thistle for the past couple of years, but over time we've hacked it back. We've added some pine trees, added several layers of mulch, battled the alders here. We've watched some of these evergreens grow up. And some of those trees we actually got from our local county. But I just kind of walked through because we have mulberry here that we've been pruning back. We've also got flowering quince. It's a Japanese quince. It's a really cool bush. It springs, it flowers in February here in Indiana. And we've actually got some fruit set here. It's such a strange fruit. Obviously the bugs like it, but we expect actually in October there to be a lot of fruit on a lot of these, and it must have used to have been part of the landscaping that was here, because there's another patch that's right here, you can see. And what we did is we ended up just opening up this whole area here and making a pathway around our sunchokes, which we'll be putting on flower heads here pretty quick. And we had put I do believe a peach tree here, and now it's kind of a usable space, a lot more open, a lot more easy to navigate. We got some currant bushes in there, because for the last couple of years it's really been nothing. It's been hard to walk in there, so now we got another exit off our main path. And so I wanted to show you that, and I'll link the description in that. But then there's another apple tree through here that we cut through. Oh, I'm gonna have to walk around. Oh, hi, Mr. Butterfly. I'm gonna have to walk around here. Try not to catch too much of the neighbors on video here. So I guess shows the viewer that I do have neighbors. Now, this tree right here is very strange because it's an apple. I'm not sure what variety it is. Wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, but it was a couple of trees before. Let me show you what I mean. So, down here was another tree. You see that cut right here? So that was the same as that. You can see that tree. We cut all the way down. We cut all these branches off, and we left this darker wood. So everything you see that's darker was there at spring after we did all the chopping, and those were all heading out. And then none of this was here, and now we have all of this. So did we actually really change anything when we pruned an apple tree? Not really. I guess it will always be a large, gigantic tree, unless we chop it down again in the middle. Yeah, I think actually this tree's got a really good chance of fruiting this year, because these older branches that we had set that went out to the side, sure, we got some larger branches that went straight up, and of course off of the harsh cut in the spring, those went quite up. But all of these should actually bear fruit next year, and it'll be really interesting because it's never bared fruit before. But it's in like almost perfect angle now to start fruiting. You see how the branches are like nearly 90-degree perpendicular off the side, except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 branches that go straight up. So I almost could just cut all those off, all that mass in the center, and weigh some of these down. So I'm not really sure So I suppose I don't really have much of a conclusion or a plan to leave all the viewers with. I was just thinking about how interesting it is, how that grew, how we were so successful on this one side, and then shouldn't be too surprised about the crazy growth in the side, in the middle there. And then for this growth, one of the reasons why we had actually trimmed it was because it was growing like that. So that original tree was actually all the way over here, and I think it was actually an offshoot of the same main trunk. So when we cut it off, the tree ended up just putting on all the growth it needed to balance itself out. But I want to say that this is going to have apples on it next year. Now, are they going to be crab apples? Are they going to be, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be any good, but it sure is interesting seeing all this thing been growing. And really, it's put on, what is that, 6-7 feet of multi-stem growth. Now, as far as, I don't know, carbon sequestration and energies getting into the soil to feed the soil life, that's pretty, I mean, that's worthwhile in itself. We don't have much else planted over here. I wish I had the, oh, you don't look very, got a gold head? Look at that thing. Isn't that something? Huh. I don't know what flower it is. We usually leave these up. I should probably remember what they're called, but this is a really awesome time of the year for this flower and every insect on the planet. As you can see, there's all sorts of different species. And it's enough to distract me while doing an update video on a couple of areas, but that's what the videos kind of turned out to be. Look at that, a monarch right in the middle there. Hello, feller. I don't know if anybody can tell me if that's a female or a male. Male or female? What do you think? Let's see if we can get back. Yeah, there we go. Well, we are a monarch waystation over here, so should probably be pretty happy that there's a monarch there to prove our effectiveness here. All right, so let's move back over here and kind of round this video out. Oh, hello. All right, so walking through here, I can tell you that I am happy that we worked on all these, on this area to get this place figured out and useful. We've got a couple of, I think this is a plum tree of some kind we got this last year from one of the larger nurseries. You can see the fresh growth right here. So yeah, it did get eaten up by some of them beetles, but it's putting on new branches everywhere. So that tree is more than happy and healthy, and it'll appreciate having more solid, biodegradable wood chip thing there, and less light competition, really, I think. And now that we have that, now I'll have access to all the pine trees and cedars that I've planted. And I kind of go through this area. One of the reasons why I started making pathways in here, like in the backyard, was to have kind of, I don't know, 20 different ways, 50 different ways to walk through. And this just kind of adds a few to that. Let me show you one more plant that, and that'll be the end of the video. Show you one more plant that's died repeatedly. It is actually doing like amazing now, but it'll probably die again. And that is right there. You see our giant pile of rubbish. This pawpaw tree was one of the first trees I ever planted, and it has come back from the rootstock time and time again It is now split into two. So is there a third one in there? It is. Okay. So what? No, even that one's still got a leaf on it. Let me try, yeah, okay. So yeah, so this thing, just keeps living. Look at that. Holy moly. Alright, so maybe not the best camera work, but I was trying to think maybe one of the initial stems over the years that like stayed up, and everything had branched off of that. But this is the lowest branch, and then it had leaves on it. Huh, and that's something. So maybe old feller will make it through the winter with all of this and then continue to grow from there, because we got a lot of fake grapes back there that need some companionship with this pawpaw. I think it might have something to do with the amount of vegetation we've been throwing back here. It looks a little messy, but this is where we got to dump stuff, and there's nothing but gravel underneath all this anyways. So this is our multi-year project of letting stuff grow and die and grow and die, and we come through and cut the thistle down. There's some groundhogs that live in there. You can kind of see there's a little pathway to the base, well, through all that ivy, or that, I don't think it's poison ivy, but through that mass right there, and then you see the tree behind it. There's a little pathway that goes around. See if, give you a different angle. Well, I wanted to show you where the ground level actually is. You see, it's actually pretty low, but then we've just been piling stuff here a long time. But I guess that's fitting because it is a wildlife refuge as well, so we're supposed to have housing and shelter and water and food sources and all that stuff for animals beyond just the monarch butterfly. And we've actually done pretty well with that with these little birdies too. Hello, Lucy birds. You guys have to be on camera again? Yep, just making a wandering random kind of video, updating people on a couple of areas. We got a new chicken in jail there. You get put in jail? You didn't do anything wrong. They still love you, birdie. Don't you worry about it. You were in jail last time, weren't you? Yeah, all the Lucy birds doing good. Got another 15, 16 eggs today. That was nice. And the little fluffers down here. Hi, fluffers. Taking a bath. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you embarrassed? I'm sorry. What? What? Oh, you're the star of the show? Alright, birdies. Well, say goodbye to the viewers. We should probably stop rambling and randomly talking. Oh, look at that. Oh, so happy birdie. Happy birdie. So you look away for a moment, and then he starts to... Isn't that right, birdies? Isn't that right, birdies? Yep, yep, yep. Yep, see, we're not even looking at that other chicken. Yep, he's onto us. She's onto us. Alright, so we'll do a quick pass, and we'll walk through. This is how everything looks in the food forest. I'll give a more detailed update as I chase down a monarch. And we will see you next time on the channel. Alright, thank you again.